Okay, hello Ravenclaw. How are you guys doing? I hope you are well, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on doing an explanation. I did a pretty decent one at the beginning of the... Okay, if you hear a lot of growling, Chiona is incredibly bitchy, and she's just bitchy, okay? That's just what she's doing. She's living her life, hiding behind the curtain, yelling at Cookie, and yelling at me for talking. My voice bothers her. My voice probably bothers me. Ha 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 ha. Anyways, I did a really good explanation in the Hufflepuff reading, and I'm just going to tack it on to the end of this video, so if you're interested in hearing why I've been gone for 3 weeks, stay tuned for that, alright? But other than that, let's just go ahead and get started. That explanation also explains why my nails are not done, why they look like crap. Haven't done my nails in like 3 weeks. But who cares? Anyways, moving on. Let's see what is in store for you with okay. How many freaking cards is that? Normally I wouldn't take a whole bunch, but considering that the last 2 readings, Hufflepuff and Slytherin, were like a full 10 plus a clarifier, I'm willing to kind of see what's in store for you guys following that same formula. So let's just see what we got, okay? I mean, right off the bat, we've got eight. Right? Yeah, 8. Let's see if 2 more pops out. 2 more pops out, we're good. And then we'll pull a clarifier and we will get going with whatever it is, whatever message needs to come out and speak to you. Well, that's a really pretty one. I don't think I've even noticed that one. It's the Quidditch pitch. But it's during a lightning storm. Oh, it's really pretty. Alright. Well, give me another moment. Okay, come on. And one more. One more possibly for you. Oh, okay. You know, it's the same thing that happened with Slytherin and Hufflepuff. The cards just wanted to, like, just come right out. They didn't hold back, so... Let's see what we got for a clarifier, and then we'll start figuring this out, yeah? Okay, I'm not taking 3 on the clarifier. It's just not happening. Especially if that's me just being clumsy. Which I know, that's pretty much what happened with the last part, but I just don't even have room for that. I mean, I guess I kind of do. You know what? If they really want to come out, they'll pop out again, right? That's what I think. Alright. That's where we're at. What do we got? We have the Hanged Man. Alright, and we have James and Sirius and Severus. Let's see if you can even see that. I don't even know if I'm holding it in the right direction for you. But there you go. Alright. Okay, so starting off, we have Fizzing Whizbees. Alright, made with real bee stings. We have, I do believe this is the outside of Hogwarts on a nice cold winter day. At least that's what I'm thinking it is. We have a Dementor. We have the Chinese Fireball Dragon. This is the one that Crumb had to fight with. And we have Hogsmeade, and I do believe this is Honeydukes, and that's in the winter time. It's all nice and snowy. Again, a lot of nice cold, snowy feeling. I would give anything to have a nice cold, snowy day instead of 100 and something degree weather like we've had. That's the Quidditch pitch again. Amos Diggory. Madame Maxime. Credence Clearwater. No, not Clearwater. Was it Barebones? I think it's Barebones, right? Why did I say Clearwater? That's so weird. Why did I say Clearwater? Interesting. And then we have the maze during the daytime, and right here you can see the like the Coliseum, not the auditorium, but you know, the stand where everybody sits and waits for them. Alrighty. Give me a few moments to think on this, and yeah, we'll start figuring this one out, okay? Okay, so Ravenclaw, I'm seeing a lot of self-deception in this reading. I'm seeing like you're telling yourself the wrong story. Either the situation that you're in, you're reading it wrong, or you know, that one sounds pretty correct. That one sounds like maybe yeah, that okay. Sorry. So what the hell was I just saying? Self-deception. You're telling yourself a story. Okay. Not sure what I just was saying, but it sounded so right. Like I felt it, and then my brain just went blank. Okay, let me see if I can piece this back together. So, okay, so what gives me that idea? All right, so with the fizzing Whizbees, you know, when you put them in your mouth, you know, think of like Red Hots, like hot cinnamon candy, right? But this one's made like with real bee stingers, right? But they're like magical bees or some crap. So like it bites your tongue, right? It really stings, and that just makes me think of like something that you're saying is like, you know, like when you're little, somebody's like, bite your tongue. Well, I don't know, maybe that's just like my generation and older. I don't know if they still say that or not. But, you know, when somebody tells you to bite your tongue, it's because, you know, you're talking shit. You're saying something that's not true. So it's like, bite your tongue, like shut up. And then here, I'm getting like this, the desolation, right? And especially with the Dementor, the feeling of depression and like you'll never be happy again, you know, just that coldness. And when you get to the Chinese fireball dragon, Crumb blinded her and he was able to steal the egg, but she ended up destroying her whole nest. So that, to me, whenever this card comes up, I just see a lot of self-sabotage, where like you're blinded to what's going on and you're ruining stuff. You're ruining things. Maybe you're saying things, you're depressed and you're acting out of anger. You're reading it wrong. You're not reading the room, you know? Like here you can look at this thing, you can look at it one way. Me, I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful. It's covered in snow. There's just, even the footprints are covered over. You know, it's like fresh snow. It's fresh and clean, and inside is warm and cozy. To me, for me, a winter scene like this is so beautiful. But the way I'm seeing it in this reading is that you're seeing this. You're seeing the cold desolation, the barren wasteland. but you're not seeing that the lights are on inside, and that, oh, I thought Shiona was gonna bite me. Ooh, she's really bitchy, guys. I'm sorry. And she got her little cardboard box over here, and she doesn't like me anywhere near her right now because she's just bitchy. Okay. Anyways, so I just feel like you can't see that the lights are on. You can't see that the fireplaces are going. You don't see that. What you see is just this emptiness, this cold loneliness. And then that's even amplified even more when you get over here to the Quidditch pitch. Something that's, fun and exciting, and maybe something that you love. I mean, if we're going off of like how we're introduced to it in the story, the story is told from Harry's point of view, and so we see the world as he sees it, and that longing of him wanting to be there. But even there, it's just like, he can't be there. He can't go do what he wants. And it just, the appearance here is even just still, I mean, look at this. It's just this cold and just, it's just depressing, like that's how it's coming across in this. And then, this little spark of optimism, but his story, and he's going to be really sad. There's just this loss of something that you were very, very proud of. And I feel like you're mourning it. I don't know that this is you're mourning a person. I feel I don't tend to pull readings that deal with like you and another person necessarily. I usually pull readings that are more like you and how you're seeing it, you and how you're feeling, you and what you need to work on. So if this is you're mourning somebody that you lost, my condolences. I am sorry. However, in this reading, I don't know that as far as a general reading goes, I feel like this is just a loss of something that was near and dear. And maybe that has a lot to do with your identity. Here, I'm definitely seeing it as an identity thing, right? She tries really hard to hide that she's half giant, right? And even when she's called on it, she's like, don't you talk to me. Don't, like, no, right? But when you get to Credence, it's the same thing. He's deceiving who he is. Like, he's not telling people who he is because he's still trying to figure that out. Like, he knows there's something about him. He knows he's got this obscurus inside of him and he's doing kinds of stuff, but he doesn't really understand. He's trying to make sense of it. But at the same time, he's also being deceived, he's being suppressed by his foster mom, and then he's being used by Graves, who's really Grindelwald, and there's just this very much an identity thing. So I feel like something within your identity, you are either afraid to admit it because you're afraid that somebody's going to make fun of you. I don't know. Maybe you won't fit in some way, like something about that. I don't know. Or like you're afraid to just show yourself, like show your true abilities. Like maybe you have something really good about you. Like maybe there's something strong, or maybe you have a really good talent, or maybe you have a really good power, this ability to do something great, something that'll put you right in the middle of everything, that'll put all eyes on you, and it'll open up this bigger picture where the sun is finally shining. Guys, look at that. Like the sun is shining here, but you can't really tell, right? It's almost like whiteout, where you're going and the sky and the landscape are both white, and you can't tell which is which, right? But here is definitely obvious. In the bigger picture, the sun is shining, but you're down in here with all the eyes on you, and you've got this chance to finally like accept who you are, to finally consolidate that, you've got the chance and you're not sure how to go through with it, right? And that's where the Hanged Man comes in. I never see this in a traditional, like, sacrificial kind of way. I always see it in the change of perspective. And right here, that's just that, yeah, I mean, you know, James and Sirius, they're over here and they're like, haha, yeah, well, James is, right? And Sirius is like, well, okay, whatever, if you're laughing, I'm laughing. And Snape, he's just like, he's just looking off, right? Just looking back at everything, looking at everything from a different angle. And I think that's what it's telling you right now, Ravenclaw, or at least for at least one of you, is it's time to put everything into perspective. Try looking at it through somebody else's eyes. You know, especially when you consider that, you know, this happened, but when we see it through Harry's eyes, right? We see what Harry is seeing. We're not seeing it from Snape's point of view. You know, from Snape's point of view, they're assholes. And from their point of view, he's a dweeb, right? But from Harry's point of view, he's like, whoa, I guess my dad wasn't that great. And I mean, I can understand why he hates my dad, but I mean, he's still an asshole to me, so that doesn't really excuse it. I'm being punished for my father's sins. All right. So I think that really comes into play, is maybe run your questions or your opinions off of a completely non-involved party. Get an outsider's perspective. Even if that means go on to Reddit and use a throwaway account and just post it out there and be like, hey, somebody tell me what you think. Now, I mean, that's a shot in the dark right there, guys. I've never personally done that, but I know that in this day and age, a lot of people are doing stuff like that. That's all I'm saying, is you need a different perspective. If you don't want to sound bored, if you don't want to, you know, tell somebody your problems, if you don't want to get somebody else's perspective, then really try like doing a what if game, you know, like get a piece of paper and start theorizing. What if it's not really that cold outside? What if somebody is really home? Yeah, obviously this is very vague, right? Because I don't know what your problem is. But, you know, what if I do reveal myself? What if I do tell the world that I am actually somebody that maybe some people suspected, maybe some people didn't? But what if I go ahead and I tell people that? What if I actually address that loss? Or what if I stop living as this person who had an attachment and I start living as the person who doesn't have that attachment anymore? Because if you have that loss, the loss is a part of you, but now you are a person without that attachment. I don't know if that makes sense, you know, but like Amos Diggory was a person before he had Cedric, and when Cedric passed away, he was very much, you know, a father who lost a kid, which is a very hard place in life to be. However, he was a person before Cedric came along, and he is still a person after Cedric is gone. And he can still be Cedric's father, but now he can go on to do something else. And I'm not saying like Cedric was holding him back. That's not what I'm saying. I don't know how to put that into words. I'm just saying that we are still individuals regardless of our attachments. Our attachments will enhance us for better or for worse, but ultimately we are not just our attachments, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if that made any sense. Anyways, I think bare minimum, Ravenclaw, either this is saying go ahead and like go ahead and reveal yourself. Maybe quit holding yourself back. Maybe quit telling yourself this story that like you can't do it. Quit self-sabotaging your plans. Quit looking at it like the glass is half empty. And maybe just go out in the sun, feel the sun on your skin, and play the what if game. You know, shoot your shot. You know, you never know what's going to happen. If you don't try, nothing will happen. I can promise you that. Everything will just stay the same or get worse, which I guess would be something happening. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put that introduction I was talking about here at the end. But for now, I will go ahead and say goodbye, and I will hopefully see you next week. All right, Ravenclaw, be good to yourselves. And, yeah, take that leap, okay? Like, definitely stop hiding from yourself. Don't hide from the world, Ravenclaw. No, it's time to see yourself differently. All right, I love you. I'll see you next week. Bye. Hey, Hufflepuff. How are you guys doing? Long time no hear, huh? Yeah, well, you know what? I could give you excuses. I guess the best I could do is give you an explanation. Like every month, like a few days before the new moon and then a few days after it, so roughly like a 10-day period, I usually call that like my dark period, where I am really angry, really depressed, really just not safe to be around other people. And some months it doesn't really affect me as hard. Other months it's really tough, to put it really lightly. And the one that just passed was really hard for me. And then in the middle of coming out of it, my husband kind of told me, hey, tomorrow I'll be gone for 4 days. I'm going to go visit with my son and go see my family. And you got to do all the chores. Awesome. And for those of you who don't know, I have a farm in the Nevada desert, and it's kind of hot. So, and then right at the end of that period, going into the 4 days that he would be gone, I actually ended up starting my period. And so it was like 116 degrees, and I had to be out there for about 5-6 hours every day, and I was on my period, and yeah, it was just really ugly. And so that kind of brought us to the second Saturday that I missed, and I just wasn't really feeling it. And then one of our dogs, who is turned 14 actually like yesterday, so this month, she didn't quite make it to her 14th birthday, so that kind of took care of me not feeling like doing the last Saturday. So that's a quick summation of what's been going on. But I can usually tell when people are looking to see if I've got any new readings up, because the other Harry Potter cards that I've got available, they start going up in views. So as you can see, I didn't even bother doing my nails. I haven't done my nails, I want to say now, for probably about 3 weeks. Probably the whole time that I've been gone, I haven't done my nails. I've been doing nails, I just haven't put any on. And yeah. Anyways, I did post on Twitter sometime recently. All my days are confused, I don't know. But I did say that I probably was going to be putting new readings up this week. And so, well, here I am. So, Hufflepuff, I can't wait to see what this reading has in store for you. And thank you for being patient with me. I know consistency is really important to viewers of YouTube channels, and I'm doing my best. But your girl's got some major issues, and what I've just divulged is really just like the key points, but it's not everything. And at this point, who cares? So